All right, when multiplying radicals, you're simply going to multiply the numbers outside times the numbers outside and the numbers inside times the numbers inside. So here we have radical 10 times radical 8. That's simply radical 10 times 8 or radical 80. You can't leave the answer as radical 80 though, because our rules for simplifying radicals remain the same. You can't leave a perfect square under the radical, you can't leave a fraction under the radical, and you can't leave a radical in the denominator. So the square root of 80 turns into 4 radical 5 because 80 is 16 times 5. Now here we have a radical multiplied by a binomial. So we have radical 3 outside, and that radical 3 is being multiplied by the binomial. So we're going to distribute that radical 3 just like we would anything. Radical 3 times 7 is 7 radical 3, and radical 3 times radical 5 is radical 15. Now at this point we look at these and we say, can we add them? Well, we can't add them unless the radical 3 and the radical 15 can be made to be the same. 15 is 3 times 5, so there's no perfect square in there that we can simplify to turn it into a radical 3. So that's done. So one of our rules is we're not allowed to leave a radical in the denominator. So if our problem is 7 divided by radical 14, so if this is our original problem right here, we can't leave that as our answer. So what we did in the previous chapter was that we multiplied 7 over radical 14 by 1 in the form of radical 14 over radical 14. What that does is it turns the radical 14 into a 14, and then we end up simplifying. Now that's important. So that's important to remember when you have a radical in the denominator, that you're going to simplify that by multiplying by 1.